get to a few of these super chats and we'll take your questions really quick. Dr. Garrett's in the house. Oops, let me get that right. Dr. Garrett says, I wish the screen would go up when I put those up there. He says, love listening to you guys. Do you wake up every morning like me and ask, are they really back? Adriana, you'll start with you.
Yes. Like every time I'm looking at Giants news and I read my DMs and I see Matt Stafford trade things, I'm like, what the hell are we doing? And I was just talking about this with a Yankees fan yesterday. Like, there's just no accountability. Like, they're the same front office, the same coaches, the same coordinators. Like, literally everything is the same except for like the 4 coaches who left to go elsewhere. And I just am like, that's why I can't be excited about this year. And it's so depressing. I'm like, I need Joe to make some good free agent moves and get someone. Like if we get Cam Ward in the draft, I'm going to be optimistic. That's going to bring some excitement, I think, to all of us. Even Abdul Carter, like just give me something to be excited about, because right now it's nothing.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And you look at the schedule we have.
Oh,
it's brutal. Anthony, do you wake up every morning and go, what the hell are we doing? What the hell is going on out there?
No, of course not. You guys know I'm Joe Schoen's biggest fan, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, I wake up every day pissed off by the decision to keep Joe Schoen. Absolutely.
Okay. Short and sweet there. Short and sweet. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely willing to give him a chance this year, but obviously I understand why fans think the way Anthony does. The team's regressed. The team's gotten worse. And based on what he does this offseason, I'm going to be very critical of him if he does some things that I disagree with. But I'm willing to let this offseason play out to see where the team goes. That's where I'm at. I envision these last 2 years as years that he was using to build the team, that he was going to support the quarterback that he was more than likely going to draft in this year's draft. We'll see if he goes that route. Obviously, we could bicker and fight about a lot of the draft picks he's made, but let's see what happens this year when he gets his quarterback and see if there's reason for hope going forward. That's where I'm at. But I could sink real fast with Joe Schoen based off this offseason and based off the way the team looks at the beginning of the year. A lot of pressure on him, a lot of pressure on Dable. But I'm certainly willing to give him a chance this year.
I think that even if it's Shedeur Sanders, I mean, I prefer Cameron Ward, but I do think if you get a young quarterback in here, I do believe that should give you some optimism. At least saying, hey, man, it's going in a different direction. You can't be worse than Daniel Jones. Let's actually build a team around him this time. Let's fix the offensive line. Let's get this guy. He already has a number 1 receiver in Malik Neighbors, but I don't think there's any question. We got to set this up better, and they have to have a absolute direction on, are you trying to win or are you trying to rebuild? Because with Dave Gettleman, we know he was trying to rebuild and win at the same time. You can't do that because that shows you have no direction. Like, where are you going? What is your future? What are you building around? I don't know what Dave Gettleman was building around. I never could figure it out.
I don't think Shane at this point, and I think this is what a lot of fans are scared about. I don't think Shane at this point could sell a full rebuild. You've been building now for 3 years. You've bypassed the quarterback position. You've been building in the draft. I'm not saying he's got to go balls to the walls and go all in, but I don't think he could sell the fan base on a complete rebuild at this point. What have you been doing the last 3 years with your draft picks? And that's why I think a lot of Giants fans are scared going into this offseason and how he's going to operate. So I think that's the thing that a lot of people are concerned with.
Right. What? Hold on a second.
But I do think he needs to draft a rookie quarterback.
I don't know what this one is.
Do you guys think that – oh, go ahead, Anthony.
I was just going to say on the rookie quarterback front, if you guys saw the report last week that the Giants made it obvious, that Joe Schoen made it obvious, if you saw that at the Senior Bowl, that he was scouring the landscape for a rookie quarterback. That was from Jordan Rannon. And then immediately the dots got connected to Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe. And then people were like, oh, well, maybe it has something to do with Matt Stafford. What I really interpreted that article as was he's scouring the landscape trying to find a trade partner, a.k.a. the Tennessee Titans, to move up and get his guy. That's how I interpreted that article, and I want to know what your guys' take on that is because, again, at the Senior Bowl, we saw in Hard Knocks, that's where the trade idea for Brian Burns started. So I don't think he's learning a ton about Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe there. So that's why I didn't interpret it as he was locked in on the Senior Bowl quarterbacks. I took it as he's going around and he's talking to people, trying to get together some draft capital, trying to figure out what the price tag would be from the Titans. And if not the Titans, Maybe he's looking around the league to get some more draft capital to trade for a different quarterback or whatever. I interpret it as he's looking at Cam Ward or Shador at number 1 overall, making sure that he gets his guy and nobody in front of him can take them from him.
I've said that now for 3-4 weeks that, and not that I'm hoping for that. If they're going to take a quarterback, which I think they are, I'm hoping they could stay at 3 and get him. But I've said that now for 3-4 weeks. I expect the Giants to at least consider trading up and drafting a quarterback in this year's draft. I at the end of the day, Joe Schoen has to sell hope. What sells hope more so than saying, this is my guy, I'm not sticking at 3, I'm going up and I'm getting my guy. This is my quarterback.